Welcome back. Another Democrat governor with a COVID scandal, it would seem. A recent report from the Illinois Inspector General blames mismanagement for the 36 COVID-related deaths at a state-run veterans home last November. It says with no documented COVID-19 specific policies or outbreak plan, the home's staff was confused on the appropriate course of action during the outbreak, and thus its operations were insufficient or inefficient, reactive, and at times chaotic. To break this down, we're going to bring in William J. Kelly. He is the host of Citizen Kelly Show. And sir, thank you so much for taking the time.
God bless you, Rob. Thank you so much for making this a national issue. It is an outrage. It should be the subject of a criminal investigation.
And it might very well become that. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to take a look at it now. The report says it found a glaring lack of leadership at LaSalle Veterans Home last year. There was no leadership or employee training on how to handle COVID. It's a state-run home. So tell us, you've been looking at this. What was the governor, what's their culpability for the governor and the administration? What's going on here?
State-run, 36 deaths, a quarter of the population of the home.
Wow. And
our governor, this took place in November, well into the pandemic, right? You would think that Governor Pritzker, who has essentially made his entire administration all about the pandemic, you would think that he would have gotten a veterans home, a state-run veterans home, right. But instead, Rob, he put the entire veterans home in the hands of a political appointee, a failed state rep, Linda Chapalavia, who had no medical experience. And now here we have 36 deaths. And she was no real investigation. I believe that there needs to be a criminal investigation.
Yeah, and we can talk a little bit for a second. The director is a former VA director, Linda Chapalavia, who you said she resigned in January, in fact, abdicated her responsibilities. She was a Democratic member of the Illinois House of Representatives before she was appointed to Pritzker's cabinet. What exactly, I mean, so just tell us, I mean, obviously she wasn't sufficient for the job. Was she just a terrible choice? Was it just a political favor that put her in that role and then she screwed this up? What happened?
Pure political favoritism, a political appointee, just like our current U.S. Senator, Tammy Duckworth, who held that position, who also had, let's say, a controversial time as veterans in the Veterans Affairs. It's corrupt Illinois politics at its worst, okay? And we need qualified people in these positions who have actual medical experience. Right. But unfortunately, in Illinois, a one-party Democrat-controlled state, that ironically, oddly, and you understand this better than anybody, Rob, because I've been watching your show and I see you every night saying the exact same thing that I feel, and that is that these Democrats like J.B. Pritzker and Tammy Duckworth, all they do is talk about the science, and yet they have no medical experience. And now we have 36 dead veterans in a state-run veterans nursing home as a result.
It's unreal, a quarter of the home. And we keep seeing these problems. We see it in Pennsylvania. We see it in New York, of course, the big one. We'll follow the story. William J. Kelly, host of the Citizen Kelly Show. Thank you so much for coming on, bringing light to this.
Thank you, Rob. God bless you, brother.
Thank you, sir.